Yes, we are going to give Scales one more chance. I'm not convinced that the ring is optimal in Scales, I guess. But that being said, I am kind of convinced that I'm not very likely to play Scales with the older version without ring, if that makes sense. I'm not very convinced that I want to be playing Hardened Scales without the ring, and I have also been like, I just keep trying to like, a lot of times when I get kind of like this deep into a new format, and we've been doing a lot of brewing and a lot of deck building, what I like to do is I like to just kind of start from somewhere simple and like let the idea branch out. So I'll start off with, I just want to play Urza Saga, the One Ring, and Ancient Stirrings. I've liked like just being able to play these cards in like the 8-key deck, in an Anviltron and Regulatron, being able to play these 12 cards. Like, what can we play with these cards? And branching out from that a little bit, I just kept coming back to like power conduit builds that like based about playing. I ended up playing a little bit with power conduit, not liking it in the show, but I kept coming back to Hardened Scales, and I think you're not supposed to play power conduit, but this is the deck I kept coming back to. And the One Ring is broken. The One Ring, Scales is a very powerful deck that can struggle with a lot of premium interaction, like Force of Vigor, Red and 6 Boseiju, and the One Ring really does help you play through those kind of effects. It's also, I think, like, the Scales' ability to just, like, one-shot your opponent out of nowhere is very interesting in combination with a card advantage engine like the Ring, where you can play Inkmoth Nexus, Walking Ballista, and just blast them out of the game in one turn. This is going to happen like pretty often, especially if you have Nexus in play. One Ring buying you time for Urza Saga to get you like your Ozolith or whatever it is you need to come down. There's a lot of situations where I see the Ring being very good, and also Scales is already a really mana hungry deck. We're a 24 mana source deck with 4 copies of Ancient Stirrings to help us hit lands. I don't really think casting this card is going to be like much of a problem at all. I consider just sideboarding the card, but I think it's like either it's good in the main deck or this is not a deck we're playing, if that makes sense. I also moved the second Cavern or Gemstone Cavern to the main deck. I think that's nice with the Ring and also the extra 2 drops. Even thinking about playing the third in the sideboard still. Let's not do it for now, but just kind of think about maybe playing third in the sideboard. I also I had a Manifold Key in my earlier draft, but the problem is like Manifold Key just like, yes, it can sometimes give like a big Ravager unblockable, but the thing is like Ravager doesn't usually need that help where you can move counters on another creature a lot of the time. But besides that, I don't think the key like really does enough in the deck, if that makes sense. Nation 6 months, thank you. Yeah, you can sack the Ring to Ravager too. So let's go. This is I think for me Hardened Scales' last chance to impress me. I assume we're playing 4 for Tester. This is the last full week of streams before the Pro Tour. We have after today though we have, I think, let's go Drum, and then we can go Patchwork Scales next turn. This is the next week. I'm going to be streaming until Thursday, I believe, and then flying out Friday. Got a lot to do. Ooh, only have. It's bad to draw one of our 2 basics against the Coffers deck here. I do think I'm going to go ahead and play my Inkmoth now, and maybe they are going to be using a turn to Field of Ruin. Am I going to stream Blue-Green Ringfish? I mean, I've seen that deck in action. I don't think that it's great. But it is people have been trophying with it. I don't think it's bad either. But it's not a deck that I'm like prioritizing very highly. No, it does look very fun. Okay, so I need to think about Damnation here. Let's plan to not play 2 creatures into a possible Damnation this turn. Although Hangarback Walker seems really perfect for me to hedge around the Damnation here. I'll have lethal next turn with Inkmoth Nexus if I want it. Have I made sideboard for this deck? I started playing the deck. I have a difficult sideboard. I did build a sideboard. I'm playing right now. I have a sideboard. Here it is. Good old Cabal Coffers. Spike, why did you cut Cabal Coffers from Mono Black? I just don't get it. Coffers is so good. It's so good. I just don't know why anyone would cut Cabal Coffers. Right, I think we just kill them. Yeah, I agree this matchup is really bad for Scales, but I think thanks to the might of Cabal Coffers, we're gonna be fine. Oh, a sideboard guide. I don't currently do sideboard guides. I have been making some, but I am not currently I'm not currently like giving them out because they're for my PT testing team. But I plan to release some maybe after the PT, probably for free, but maybe for money also. Okay, good start. I have a friend who thinks the ring is all hype and modern. It is almost never the case that any card is all hype or all underrated either. It is just very difficult to assume a super. So it's really awkward that Welding Jar doesn't protect from Damnation. It's very difficult to assume a really hard line stance like this. Oh, it's all hype. It's not good at all. Just like. But I mean, I've also been doing nothing but playing ring decks for a month, and we've been like crushing nonstop for a month, so I'm feeling pretty good, personally. Okay, so I want at least one needle for Karn. I think I'm gonna bring in the second needle too. Kind of want the first Welding Jar. Maybe I actually need to be down on ring in this matchup because they're a Karn deck. Obviously, Karn is kind of good against me overall, but I can put myself in positions where I can pressure it. Did I see the tech I sent your Twitter unbox or Timeless Ring? I didn't. I can take a look though. It was basically just Harmonize. Yeah, it's like minimum Harmonize Fog that draws 3 cards the following turn. It's like Harmonize Time Walk. Harmonize Time Walk that just gets. It's like, but you know what? You know what you don't have to do against a Harmonize? You don't have to Leyline Binding a Harmonize. You don't have to Haywire Mite a Harmonize. You don't have to Prismatic Ending a Harmonize. It's a Harmonize that you have to remove. This is, so, you know what I mean? I guess I'll Triple Stirrings. That would be my my counterpoint, I guess. Okay. Let's keep this. Put it to mold of 6, mold of 5. Just coffer stuff. Harmonize goes to the graveyard. The ring stays in play. Ah. Where were you when I needed you most? Just coffers things. Listen, I played a lot of coffers. It's time to let it go, I think. Making a construct? Kind of like the idea of... Yeah, I guess they're just not even... If they were like playing the lands, maybe we could play a needle, but... Don't need to just make... Obviously, a construct, actually. Okay. You know, another thing too, and this is I think, is that there are very few decks, I think, that want to just hate out the ring and don't want to just play it themselves. Or that you want to play cards that are good with and against the ring. Ooh, Gemstone Caverns. You want to play cards that are good with the ring and against the ring is something I've been finding a lot. Okay, so we're on the draw. I think I'm gonna put back a Ballista, pitch the Ozolith. Try to cast the One Ring, you know, a little bit early, maybe. What do you think about the Time Sieve deck? See this stream play, it looks good. Yeah, we ended up brewing a version of it on stream on Saturday in between rounds of the challenge. I agree that it looks pretty good. I was gonna maybe play it today. I may still play it today. I may not play it today. We'll see. I have a team meeting in like 4 hours 45 minutes or something. So we're gonna do like max 5-hour stream today. Looks like we're up against Glimpse combo. One with the multiverse. This matchup seems really bad. Drew, 22 months, thank you. Oko required 2 more colors to play the One Ring. Yeah, for sure. This is a huge problem with it. Is that You can only play Oko in decks that can play blue and green. You can play the One Ring in just anything. What's my team name? I don't know. This is why I don't know. I don't know that we have a team name. But maybe I'll try to pitch something. The Uzumakis. So they can't Shardless Agent. They could Violent Outburst. I think we have lethal if we draw a land. Didn't draw a land. Probably should Stirrings for a land. And then don't go Patchwork Ballista. I think I might need to Ravager onto Ballista. The thing is, I just can't Ravager for that much. So let's go Patchwork Ballista this turn, and should be able to set lethal for next turn too. Can we ask questions here? Can we not ask questions here? My last 3 messages conflicted with mod settings. Are you asking about bans? Because I probably asking about bans, which people just like bypass all the time. But we just get the question, will the ring get banned, has just been asked non-stop. So we have to filter the word ban. It's the whole chat is just banned non-stop if we don't have it there. But also, you know, if your question conflicts with moderation settings, it's, you know, sometimes it just does. You know, sometimes that's okay. All right, let's draw some more cards. But the answer is maybe. Maybe, huh? This card's pretty freaking good. What's up, the Gardens? They're playing Glimpse. What is the Glimpse called? What's the whole title? I guess I should have. Sorry, I should have probably should have Stirrings first. But I mean, it's hard to imagine I do anything besides Ravager Ballista. We do have an extra mana laying around, huh? Cool. Just take another Ravager. So we're probably going to go ping ping. Smack him for 9. Just have lethal on Ballista available to us at instant speed. This is a Gemstone Caverns. It's the Lord of the Rings art shifted version. Glittering Caves of Algorand. Probably could have just been Caves of Algorand. I don't know. Glittering Gemstone. It's fine. It's fine. It's kind of long. Okay, we're up a game against Glimpse combo. They mostly just, like, failed to function. They're probably going to have Force of Vigors in their sideboard, so let's bring in some Welding Jars. Let's cut the Shadowspear. Cut a ring. Got 2 rings? Probably 2 rings on the draw, honestly. Wasn't obviously good that game, but kind of a weird game. Do you feel the same way about chat asking about certain cards of retirement as you do in chats? I don't know, it's just, you know, I come here every day, and it's tough to just have the exact same conversation multiple times every single day. Spike, do you think my pet card could be unbanned? Spike, do you think they should ban this good card? It's just you know, it's fine, but I would prefer to like have these conversations like twice a week instead of 3 times a day. And so we have moderation settings for a reason. Two scales on turn 1, maybe. Lucy. Lucy can just open the door. She's so strong. Give me your Lucy. She's so strong. Okay, so we could go... We just cast a Patchwork this turn and play a Saga. I'm going to go Forest Patchwork. No, Lucy. Do you have a top 5 for my PT yet? Yeah, I'm not sharing it because I'm going to win the PT. Okay, actually, I have a top 1. I did reveal what my deck I'm locked in for the PT was over this challenge stream. Try to keep that at least a little bit under wraps. I've got a hint. It's got our favorite 4-mana legendary vampire. Yeah, that's right. Some people watch the stream, huh? Okay, well, got some big patchworks, huh? Kind of wish I had the Shadowspear still in the deck. Do you have my basics picked out for the PT? No. I have like an interesting like assortment of basics, but not really like a super cohesive collection. Just like a lot of like nostalgia basics, a lot of different arts. But I'm gonna try to get them all matching. All right, six card glimpse is usually like more than good enough. Maybe able to cheese a win. Oh, glimpse of tomorrow, baby. You know what? People always ask me, Spike, what do you think about this or that card in glimpse? They go, what do you think about the ring in glimpse? What do you think about Halo Forager? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Whatever good card you're suggesting putting in glimpse, if you hit it, you're gonna win. If you hit nonsense like this, you're gonna lose. If you get, maybe you spin again and win. You know, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. hit the good stuff. Ooh, they have an Omniscience and Nicol Bolas. They can steal a Patchwork. They have to pay Ward 2. The Garden is also pretty key. It's just oh, I'm gonna put Nicol Bolas in there. That's great. Could put literally anything there. It just does not matter. Ugh. Wait, that kills the plant token. Are they dead? Just dead on board. Let's go! Hidden Sugu giving me lethal. Let's go. Let's go. I've never seen that before. They steal the Patchwork. Doesn't matter. I can buff it. They're at 2. Oh, wait, they can steal this Patchwork. Hold on. Oh, early celebration. Early celebration. They just steal this one. I don't have Shadowspear. Okay, we're still in fine shape, though. So to draw a Ballista again. Okay, so I don't think we're ever making a construct. I boarded out the Shadowspear, which I must have said that surely. This is an artifact you okay, yeah, control. Alright, then you get a top deck. Drew another glimpse. They're thinking about what they want to do with Nicol Bolas before they glimpse. Gain control, so let's go ahead and do this. Bad news, for sure. So if they show, they've got subtlety, huh? Let's go to game 2 or game 3. I guess we, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I guess we could draw 2 ballistas. No ballistas. Okay, fine. I'll play the Shadowspear. B-Dugs, 2 months, thank you. We'll sub for Twitter DMs. Okay, I'll look at the Timeless Amulet DM. Let me look for it. I see a B-Dugs. Juicy 22. We're on the play. Oh, the Root Maze. Root Maze has been suggested 1,000 times. I really can't imagine actually unironically playing Root Maze. I'm sorry. It's like, okay, so if you have a Root Maze in play, it makes your ring enter taps. Okay? And so if you have 1 amulet, the ring gets to draw you 1 card when it enters, right? So you have to have 2 amulets and a Root Maze to make the ring better than it currently is. And if you have 2 amulets and a ring, you're probably doing fine anyways. And you didn't have to take the time off to cast Root Maze. I could be super off, and like Root Maze could just be great. It could just be great to put Root Maze in your deck, where you're making all of your opponent's lands enter tapped. If that's the case, I could be like drastically off, but I don't think that I am. But I could be. Guy with the 11 months. Mao with the 4, thank you. But it's been suggested a bunch. One thing too is like if you have one big problem is like you're gonna have Urza Saga and Root Maze in your hands a lot of times, and like you always have to play Saga turn 1, and then you're like, oh, I wish I could play this Root Maze turn 1. That'll be an issue, I think. Guys 11, Mal the 4, Dribble the 4, thank you. I'm gonna get test Jogmoth before the PT. Who says I haven't? I haven't streamed it, but like I don't know. I've been doing some of like the tier 1 deck testing off stream. It's just like not that exciting to. Right, all right, we're playing it. Stock Decklist, maybe. Are we gonna play the ring? Are we not gonna play the ring? I don't know. I gotta still keep the stream somewhat interesting. So we're not quite. I think if we draw Hardened Scales, no, it's still not gonna be enough this turn. Drum is a little bit interesting. Animate Nexus, Drum, Animate Nexus. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still not very close. I'll just play the Forest. Maybe better play Stomping Ground because it's a boss. And then definitely happy to find a Ballista here. May seem sick. You're down 1 mana, but gain a huge tempo swing. I don't know, dude. Maybe. At the very least, it don't seem that huge. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this is a card that you have to draw and cast and resolve and play into engineered explosives and stuff. It's like I'm not that excited about it. I would like to be though. But it's not a ramp spell. It's not a card advantage spell, which is like very tough in your big mana combo deck too. Just a main phase because of Violent Outburst, I think. Well, that was always going to be pretty good here, I guess. Finks, 23 months, thank you. Alright, well, we're in bad shape. Usually when a card suggestion is pretty bad, that's when people start pulling out the spike. It's a huge tempo swing. I think you haven't considered the tempo. So I'm either getting, so I can get Zabaz, or honestly Shadowspear on Construct. It's going to be 5, no, let's get Zabaz. Gavin, 25 months, thank you. You think they'll ever make a playable creature with the tap ability again? You mean like the lighted halfling? They got nothing. I got nothing too. Look at us. Opponent, just a couple of nothing havers. Like Royal Assassin. I'm trying to think. Trying to think if there has been any. Maybe I should have modulated earlier. Oh, Voidwalker is a good example, yeah. Voidwalker. It was a little while ago, though. Wow, that was a weird match. Backside of Fable? Could count it. Ugh, double stirrings. Because we could just put one back and then like get a Drum off the Saga. Probably just play Saga turn 1. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. Back stirring, Saga, Zabaz. That's true. Yeah, we were playing a lot of tap creatures with the Tyvar. Like I legitimately trophied with Fauna Shaman, once or twice, in the Tyvar decks. Tyvar discarding Oval Chase Daredevil is like pretty good. Get an Asmo cast for 1 mana. Probably not Pro Tour good. not Edgar Charmed Groom good. Yeah, Rona. That's the mom card with the tap ability. Also, I've tried it like 2 or 3 times with Rona. Okay. Voidwalker is really, really good against us. Damn it. Damn it. Although the ring should improve this matchup some. Not that the matchup's terrible, but it's really like Voidwalker is really good against us. This is like the card, game 1, you really don't want to see. Okay, good to draw a land. Yeah, so I think I just have to go... Well, I guess... No, I should get the Ozolith. Yeah, the Ozolith is just going to be, I think, my way to put the counters on the Ballista for next turn. And then I need to think, do I want a Stirrings or do I want to a Hangarback Walker counter? I think I just want a Hangarback Walker counter. Just Ballista on 2. You could do that. I think I like this plan. My opponent has a Fury the way that they've been pausing, so I think there's a good chance they Fury this board here this turn, and then I get to 4 counters on the Ozolith, then 5/5 Ballista next turn. Like they went Voidwalker tank. Do I need to Fury the Ballista? I think Dismember the sideboard would be okay. I wouldn't play it because it's like it's only good really like when they have Voidwalker and then you draw the Dismember, obviously. Like it's okay, but like you have Ballista to kill Voidwalker, you can play through Voidwalker enough that I wouldn't register the Dismember. But if I was gonna play it, I would play exactly 1 copy, I think. They go for a Terminate. Your mono black no covers like 6/1 last challenge. From someone else? I guess the Saturday wasn't the last challenge. We started off 6-0, then went 6-2. I see Barbie or Oppenheimer first theaters. So many of my friends are like, I bought an outfit for Barbie, but I don't think any of my friends are gonna go see Oppenheimer. I think I have Barbie friends. I don't have Oppenheimer friends. Could be good to hold up mana for Inkmoth. Let's take the ring here. It was maybe good to just Ravager onto Ballista earlier. You have to see both the same day. Yeah, I don't... The meme is really pervasive. Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same day. The thing is with Oppenheimer, like I bet he builds the bomb and blows it up. Like, how is that not just the whole movie? I'm having a hard time getting invested. You know what I mean? I'm having a hard time getting invested in what is the guy builds the he's got to make the bomb. He's upset that he has to make the bomb, and then what does he do? He does it, and it blows up. That's just the whole movie. And yeah, then he says, "I become death." I don't know. I can just kind of picture it, and then not see it. Ooh. I guess let's. I have a ring in my hand. Let's ping the Bowmasters. You starts to know biopics are entire genre. Yeah, I know. It's just not a genre that I like, I guess. Although I did like that Chernobyl was fine, but see, I didn't really know what happened there. So biopics are good if I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I want to see Asteroid City, right? Oh, you have to choose a creature. Choose a creature. May. So you have to choose, and then you just say no. You didn't know that the reactor blew up in Chernobyl? Yeah, but I didn't know, there's all the fun details. Maybe there are fun details in Oppenheimer, but I don't know. I'll go see Asteroid City before I see Barbie or Oppenheimer, but I'll probably see none of them. I watched something in theaters recently. Oh, the new Spider-Verse. The new Spider-Verse was so good. I finally got to see it like 3 weeks after release, but it was awesome. It's just like every frame is just like so perfectly curated. It's just so good. Oh, sorry, I meant to upkeep tap the ring. Felbert with the 16 months. Thank you. Not watching Barbie seems like a mistake. Well, I'm gonna miss the release. I'll be in Spain. Jazz made it to animation. Now that's a good review. Mission Impossible? I don't think I've ever been a big Mission Impossible fan, but maybe I'll check this one out. Oh, sorry, Cruel. Where is the upcoming Pro Tour? Yeah, the upcoming Pro Tour is in Spain. It starts on Friday this month, the July 28th to 31st. Oh, my ring. If the ring goes away, do you put the burn encounter as a creature? Yeah, the burn encounters do go on the Ozolith. So in theory, you can burn encounter onto the Ozolith, but then you can't like really do anything with them. Okay. Always like know when I'm about to draw 3 cards. What? Come on, dude. Bullshit. Pass. The turn. Spike, how are we gonna cast the ring? Is it Ozolith creature only? Yeah, so yeah, we can put the burning. We can't put the counters on another ring. I thought that's what I said. Ballista next turn when I'll try, Mr. Sari. I'll try to do you proud. Okay, so I guess I'm dead to 1 lightning bolt with this attack. Yeah, I think I should play around the bolts. We'll take the 6 cards from the ring. You can sack drums and some so funny. Yeah, but I don't have to do it now, right? Can't you get ring and upkeep and not lose life? No, this is so... A lot of people have this conception that you can sacrifice the ring and not lose any life to it. You have this conception because you know the fact... You know you can leyline binding a ring and they don't draw cards. The only reason why leyline binding a ring on 1 counter stops them from drawing a card is because the counter isn't on the ring yet when they tap it. So you exile it, no counter goes on the ring because there's nothing to put the counter on. And then they don't draw a card. But you're still going to use last known information on your upkeep. You're still going to take 3 damage. Oh, still going to draw another ring. Probably good to try to present lethal here. If like super convenient. So I can go sack this Ravager to this Ravager, sack the Hangarback Walker. Then that's going to be 5 counters plus another 3 for 8. Yeah, I guess it's not going to be super easy. So we'll just attack with our Ravagers. Attack first. I wanted to, there's a few things that like we draw, like Hangarback Walker that like I think influence combat enough to not. Just what I was doing, Thopters. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna win this game, I think, unless they have 2 bolts. Maybe like Bowmaster plus bolts. Yeah, we lose to Bowmaster bolt. I think with the limited portion of the PT. I spent a long time last night studying. No one remembers the protection from everything. It's just impossible to recall that your opponent has protection from everything. Yeah, but I've gone through like all the 17 lands data. I've been like reading like the team like thoughts on like limited and stuff. I'm gonna be doing a draft IRL tonight with some friends. The same like limited players that like I prepped for Minneapolis with. I'm working on it. I feel very confident in my ability to master the limited format in time. But I've just been mostly focused on constructed, largely to help the team out too. Shadowspear plus Patchwork can be really good in this matchup. Yeah, I don't usually board it out against Scam. The Welding Jar is like a little bit awkward. It doesn't stop Terminate, but I think we're still supposed to bring them in. For sure. Yeah, for sure bring them in. Not a lot to trim. Valve Gonolin, 20 months, thank you. Only one Shattered Spire. Yeah, I mean, you have to make room for the ring somehow, and like, I think that you really don't want to play like these are both like higher mana costs, like non-board impactors. Obviously, that's not completely true of either card, but it's like the kind of hard you have to curve. So like, you're making sure you're like putting as much pressure on. I think. Not really sure. Cut down to 2 stirrings, minimum 2. Not gonna cut a ring. I think I'll cut this 2-mana Ozolith. It's draft, which is kind of nice because when I was doing the prep for Minneapolis, it was sealed and draft I had to prepare for. I only have to prepare for draft, which is nice. I could put back a land. Putting back a land on the draw is probably okay, especially because we can go like, you know, 1-drop, and then we can't like go 2-drop, 1-drop after this. Cutting land is also all right. Yeah, it's just tough with the 4-drops in the deck now. No 4-drops in the deck now? What do you mean? Or you just say out loud, no 4-drops in the deck, maybe. Why weren't you in the opening hand to pitch? Uh-oh. You cut the rings? I didn't cut the rings. I have all 4 still in the deck. Look. Dude, Scam Grief into Voidwalker is just like best possible start. My wild pitch is still playing Green Scales, play Bowmaster. Bowmaster isn't good in this deck. You can't play don't think I play the Caverns right now. You can't play like non-artifact threats. It's just not good. As good as Bowmaster's is. And then woohoo, your army gets a +1 counter. Yeah, we have Game 3 on the play at least. Opening hand was so good too. Main phase fetch, have like Shieldred's Edict. I guess we're double blocking the grief. No, I may just concede. Be Gone Evil to 3 months and Thrilling with the 5-pack. Thank you. If you gotta give it up from Thrilling, make sure to thank them. Alright, on to game 2. Game 3. Maybe the play I could go 1 more Stirrings, 1 less Gemstone Caverns. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm leaving on the 21st, so this is the last full week of streams. We're gonna have 4 streams next week. Alright, mulligan the 1-lander. Shadowspear plus Patchwork is oftentimes a route to success in this matchup. Did I decide on deck yet? It's still way too early to decide, but I'm narrowing it down. Narrowing it down to like either like Vampire Pox with 40 Edgars or like maintaining normal deck building rules and only playing the normal 4 Edgar Charmed Grooms. I've hit targeted subs. Yeah, so that's the thing is like I have enough subscribers for the 70-30 split, but I'm going to take a huge drop in subscriptions when I stop streaming for a week, and then going to be sporadically streaming in Europe after that. It's going to be a big hit. I'm going to try not to look at it too much, but it's also frustrating because like the only time in my streaming career that I am taking a break like this, there's now all of a sudden going to be if you have I can't remember what the number is. I think 350 paid subscribers for a 3-month period before October. If you hit this goal, then you have then you're gonna get a 70-30 Twitch split, which would be huge for me. It would be so big, and I think that I think that I will hopefully keep it, because I think that you mostly lose Twitch Primes and gifted subs, but if you could just stay paid subscribers, if you could just stay subscribed for next month, that would be so sick. That would be so sick. I wanted the 70-30 split the whole time. Obviously, I still appreciate you Prime, I still appreciate your gift sub, but it would definitely mean a lot to get the 70-30 split. Your metrics, did I see a massive increase of viewers after making the PT? It was an increase. I don't know if it was massive. That was already a 1K Andy. But it was definitely an uptick. Also, like, I don't know. It's the stream is like I always like get like a lot more focused. Like I get to approach the stream a little bit differently than I do normally, which makes like the off-stream prep. I mean, I'm doing off-stream stuff like PT testing that no one sees. Maybe it's the same. But usually I'm like all brewing all the time, trying to play like at least 3 new decks a week. Do you have an Instagram page? I don't, and I don't really want one, I guess. Matthew converted private to tier 1. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Sam, with the tier 1. Thank you, Ariel, with the tier 1 for 19. Sub-only vlogs. Well, I do a vlog. I'm just gonna put it on the YouTube. You know, one thing I think that is something that's maybe will even sound weird, but I think these kind of like ideas, like you do this and this only for subscribers. This is a sub incentive. It really is like usually not worth the effort, in my opinion, or like to not just like do like what I'm doing now. You subscribe, you don't see the ads. Subscribe, don't see the ads. That's great. But like the extra stuff just for subs. Like I used to do this. I used to do Cyborg guides for Twitch subscribers. You could link your Twitch account. You could get like Cyborg guides in the Discord. I saw like no meaningful increase in subs when I started doing that. Obviously, like there was some, but it really was not nearly enough to like justify like the extra hours I was doing it. If that makes sense. It's like people are kind of gonna subscribe or they're not. If they like your content, they're gonna subscribe. If they don't, they're not going to. And doing like that extra like subs only, this kind of stuff, for me, I haven't really found that to be a good avenue. The Musto with the gifted sub, Yoshi with the 4, Day with the 4, Tim with the tier 1. Like I think you just need to focus on doing good streams, right? Doing good content, and people will like and subscribe that, rather than like putting the extra energy into like specific stuff. Explosives on 2 with the Bowmasters in play. Very interesting. This is like maybe best possible turn for me that they could have had. Seconder, 50 months. Worth it to buff Thopter against second Bowmaster. I think because I'm attacking right now, and I also have the Shadowspear for the Patchwork at the time, at least. I think I like the line I took. Could be actually correct to put the Shadowspear on the Patchwork to just make them pop the explosives, and it's like also like +5 life for me, which is nice. They're also going to chump block with the Bowmaster, so I get to negate that. Obviously, like not getting the construct is kind of tough. But one thing too is if I don't do this now, then they can wait till their next to my end of turn next turn to crack the explosives, and I would really prefer to like maybe get the counters on the ballista. Although I guess they're gonna still do the post combat. I think I like equipping though. Ooh, Feign Death is pretty good here, although they still have the problem of like losing the Bowmasters to the explosives. Oh, I should have attacked with my Thopter too, so that -1 damage. Seconder with the 15, same with the 38, thank y'all. Sub-goal free speech chat. Oh man. Chat, Spike, your chat is hell. It's just all ban list discussions and it's all ban list discussions and just nonsense, but at least it's free speech. Your chat is unusable, uninteresting. I'm not coming back. I can't focus in here, but I do appreciate that you took the time to make it free speech. Yeah, it's all finance and ban list discussion. It's free, damn it. I do not miss Chance. Okay, I do miss Chance. Chance had to go. They had to go. People hated them, but I love the Chance. I think it's that's my classic Boros Burn with Ring. Burn just doesn't have enough lands. You just can't play 4-drops in Burn. I think you'd have to like really, like you can play more lands, but I don't know. It's kind of tough. Yeah, honestly, for like how big the chat is, it's like the chat is currently really good. I think the chatters, even though they're chatting, things are really good here. I really like how the chat is managed and moderated. It keeps me sane. I think we have like we like legitimately have like productive and helpful conversations about strategic Magic every single day here, despite having like 1,000 people talking at once, and that's awesome. And I like that we get to do that. This is a challenge. No, this is just a league. Nexus, 31 months. Thank you. Aim Death, target the Bowmasters. Main phase, pop the explosives. Which is really good news for me. Yeah, they also had to do this because of the Welding Jar coming down, which is like something I forgot to account for. So if I draw a land, I can go Karnstruct, Springleaf Drum, Ozolith. It's really bad if my opponent thought uses my Ballista. Ooh. So let's go get Springleaf Drum. Get Ballista, then equip Shadowspear to Ballista, 3 counters, and then I don't feel like I need to activate the Ballista yet. Joy Monger with the 17 months, thank you. What do you think? There's a little Omnath Wing over the challenges? I think the meta adjusted really hard for the Omnath Ring decks. It's very interesting. It's been a while since modern players have even seen this, so I even kind of understand the confusion. But it's like modern is a volatile metagame right now, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how things like what things are like in 2 weeks when the Pro Tour happens, and things are gonna be different for sure. But like 2 weekends ago, Omnath crushed. Last weekend, Omnath did terrible. And I not for lack of trying, I think it was genuinely because there was like a lack of or the metagame had adjusted pretty hard, which is very interesting dynamic. Okay, so I get to put 2 more counters on this Ballista. It's always good Zabaz here. 2 more counters on Ballista. They're gonna take 5. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. But it is free for me to sack this first. Oh, fuck. Not free, I guess. Although, actually, it saves me a mana. Why is this last chance? It's a clickbait. Yeah, it's possible you could play Burn with the Ring. I think it's more likely that you want to play, like, a Shrapnel Blast build with the Ring. How's Dragon Scales? Good, I think. It won us game 1 of this match for sure. I think it won us match 1 as well. It's good match 2. It's good. The Ring is good. It's good. Seems so expensive. The thing is, like, Scales is already like a very mana-hungry deck that plays like 23 lands, a Drum, and 4 Ancient Stirrings. It's like it's just not that hard to cast. How do you beat Chalice? Chalice on 1. You have Haywire Mite that you can tutor off Saga. You have Boseiju. I had BT. Have you gotten a good feeling about the Ring and Scales? Does it feel better than not having it? Should help with the mid-late game top decking. So one thing is, I'm not 100% sure on like if the Ring is good in Scales or not, or like it's good. It's definitely good. Like, I think it's shown so far this league that it's, like, a good option. I'm not 100% sure that it's optimal, which is always a big difference from good. That being said, I do believe that if it's not optimal, then I'm just not going to play Scales at the PT, because I know that the current build of Scales I haven't been liking very much. Does that make sense? You want to play Hangarback Walker here, you get the tokens after the Living In. Living In is like kind of your best matchup as Scales, which is something to really like about the deck. Does that make sense though? Because I haven't been liking the deck without Ring in the metagame. It could be still correct to play, but I haven't been liking it. So I know that if I don't like, that build, I either am gonna like this build or not play it at the PT. Does that make sense? And so far, I've been liking the build, but obviously it's small sample size. Okay, so we drew a Horizon Canopy. I'm gonna play Zabaz. It's nice that Zabaz can destroy itself. I think I'm supposed to destroy my Zabaz on my turn here, just so I can get an extra Thopter after Living End. Moose with the 13 months. That's really why Last Chance is in the title. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot I can't do deck texting scales. It's just too much brain power. I have very limited brain power anyways. Now that they can't bounce, I'm gonna counter. Breeding Pool. They also have a Steam Vents in their hand. How did it end? So yeah, we started off 6-0 in the challenge, and then finished 6-2 and got 14 Thumbreakers. It's tough. Did you see the Mr. List with work over Patchy? I didn't. Have a hard time. I don't know. This is maybe like desperation, like lower the mana curve kind of deck building, which sometimes is what you need to do. But if that's what you need to do, probably don't play the deck. Like revised lands? Not really. I like the black border, like alpha beta foreign black border a lot more than I like revised. Okay, so we've got a lot of options. I think very few of my plays this turn involve making a construct. If I could put a Shadowspear on construct, I'd be a little bit more inclined. I kind of like the idea of go tap Urza Saga, get a Zabaz, modular onto one of the Thopter tokens, counter on the Ozolith. So we have a 3/3 Thopter that becomes 8/8 with the Ozolith. Get Shadowspear, equip Shadowspear, and then play Patchwork or Ballista. Probably Patchwork. I guess, yeah, do we have lethal, though, with that? So that's 9. They can block one of these. 9, block here, take 10, 11, 12. I know the int has reach. I'm counting the int. So one short. This is assuming that they don't chump the big Thopter. I mean, yeah, I only counted 2, right? Can you modular onto Zabaz with the legend rule? It's more power to modular to the Thopter, because I can't... I guess I could also blow up my own Zabaz. I think that there's really no better line than like Shadowspear on a big Thopter this turn. Oh wait, fuck. Oh, why did I think I could get Shadowspear and second Zabaz? I was totally counting that way. Okay, then I guess it's just kind of easy though. I just have to kill my own Zabaz. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't thinking hard enough. Simone with the 8 months, thank you. What's nice about this is we get to hit them for a lot here, and then if they answer my Thopter, I can maybe set up for Ozolith on the Ballista, although it might take me an extra turn. But with this 8 life swing, maybe I'll have that extra turn. I think this is still the line. I guess why LMS Bologna didn't have new decks or players hiding stuff for PTU's format solved. Format is not solved. That's kind of a silly thing to even think, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe not. Format's not solved. But it could be a combination of like card availability, culture, or untuned new lists. It can be a lot of different things. This gets trample, right? So 13 plus 6 is 19. We're not dead to a violent outburst, but we do go to 1, which is awkward with 2 Horizon Canopies. Seems fine to block the first Street Wraith. Might be missing something. I think it was lethal. Can you say what the lethal line was? So I can't. So I can go Ravager. Yeah, I just have to go Ravager, sack, 3 power Ravager, counter here 3, 6 more counters, 14. 14 minus 11 is 1 short. No. Put an outburst, not switch to the field. You don't have to cast Living End. Ravager, sack Thopter, 3/3 Ravager. Sack Ravager to itself. 3 counters on the Thopter token, 3 counters on the Ozolith, 3 more counters on the Thopter. Attack with 2 Thopters, that's less damage to attack with 2 Thopters. Oh, but it is still lethal though. Yeah. It's less damage, but it's like less attack power, but it is still lethal. Oh, sorry, one more. That was lethal trample. I was counting it was 1 short with trample. But I was just trying to recount and make sure. Okay, gonna bring in the Tormod's Crypts. Yeah, I may be miscounted by 1. I was counting it was 1 short though. Welding Jar, they're gonna bring in Force of Vigor, so I think we want the jars. Also, Patchwork is like your worst threat by a lot. Everything else is like kind of good against their living in plan. I do think Shadowspear has enough spots. We're going to keep it in. I'm going to go minus 2 rings also. Maybe do this. It's fine. Oh no, I need a Haywire Mite for Leyline of the Void though. Yeah, we need one of those. Okay. I think Emrakul in the sideboard because Mill is just like such a nightmare matchup. And like, even though I don't think Mill is very popular, I am like legitimately scared enough to like just always play the Emrakul and Scale sideboard. I've looked at wall combo with the ring, not really. I do love wall combo though. Well, like we saw that game, Hangarback Walker is pretty good. I have not played any White Tree decks. I honestly feel like I didn't really ever understand like the hype around the card exactly. Like it's like one of the best anthems ever, but anthems just kind of suck, I guess, in Modern. It maybe is still good. I think it's like, I do think it's fringe playable, but it just wasn't a deck I was very excited for. Am I playing Zabaz this turn? I think yes. Yes. Anthems are good against one card in the format. I don't even think that's true necessarily. Like, if you're antheming 2/1, like 2/1 toughness creatures, Fury's still gonna kill 2 of them. I don't know. It's not terrible though. Big Ring can help Jeskai Copycat combo and Jeskai Lotus for deck. I mean, it would help, but it's like they're just not the best places for the ring. Okay, so definitely gonna try to draw a land for the ring this turn. Okay, game 3. Bob, 14 months, I could thank you. Convoke deck is just a better flower deck. Yeah, but like, you play one flower. The flowers are probably worse than Bushwhackers is something I kind of think. Maybe the first flower is better than the one extra Bushwhacker, but I don't even know that I believe that. Like, it's literally just Glorious Anthem in that deck. Or two mana Glorious Anthem. This is a really awkward hand, because we really want to play Urza Saga turn 1 to get Tormod's Crypt. But we also have this Hardened Scales. But I guess I'm just going to keep anyways. Maybe could have kept the 4th land over 2nd Ballista. Every of these matchups so hard to win. I mean, every game with Scales is kind of hard, to be honest. Is Tormod our only win con against Living? Living In is like your best matchup. Living In players will tell you Scales is a nightmare matchup. It is so good for Scales. Like your Ravagers and your Hangarback Walkers. Like you just saw game 1. Like they just did their thing, and it didn't matter. Yeah, it probably would have been better to put back up 2nd Ballista. Our sideboard hands have not been as good. Well, I do think I messed up. Should have kept one more land. How do you beat Bowmaster? I don't. Well, when you have pro everything, you kind of have to win the same turn. You have pro everything, I guess. Oh, we may lose. We'll probably lose to Grief plus Foundation Breaker if they have the Living End. There's very good Grief into Breaker into Living End is like definitely one of the curves that beats you on their side if you don't draw Tormod's Crypt. We were trying to Saga for Crypt, but the Breaker slowed us down. We'll play it out though. They do only have 5 power. The problem is losing the Saga, of course. Okay. I mean, that's kind of the best hit. Missed a ping? Yeah, I missed a ping, huh? I was too busy mourning my Urza Saga. Why not fetch Crypt? Forgot to fetch the Crypt. My opponent killed my Urza Saga with Foundation Breaker. I at no point had an option to fetch anything. Unless you mean get Crypt off the Ancient Stirrings. At that point, the ship has sailed. So here, if we draw nothing, we can get Zabaz and make a 4/4 Zabaz with a Shadowspear on it. Seems to be the play. And then we can modular onto the Nexus. If we end up trading this for Curator, if they leave it back. Although I guess we're just pretty behind in the race in general. They just attack with these, put me to 3, I attack back up to 7. And they can also just kind of lose everything in their hand. Yeah, we can't get flying. Yeah, it's just so tough because we can't beat the board and we can't beat anything in hand. I mean, this attack, they just have Living End if they're attacking with Foundation Breaker. So, I don't know. I still have to block it. Like I'm also not beating a Living End, so there's like I don't think makes any sense to play around it. Ever animating a Nexus and attacking for 1? I think no, because if they like have like a Force of Vigor, so like we just have to assume they don't have Violent Outburst for some reason. But if they're going to like destroy this with like a Boseiju or Force of Vigor, which they would have already done, so that doesn't make any sense to play around. But obviously these are the kind of games that you only win if your opponent's punted somehow. Okay, and they didn't. Okay, we'll go to game, or match 4. Enemy for double block Grief. I think we just start to attack instead of leaving it back to block. That's okay, usually that matchup's pretty good. Maybe a bit worse with the higher curve. The opening hand was good. What was the opening hand? It looks like a good start for my opponent. It was a one-lander? Yeah, okay. Don't think we're keeping the one-lander. 2 Saga, 2 Ballista lands. Yeah, that I know what I kept. I thought that they're asking like what 7-card hand that I mulliganed. That was good, or oh, that's what they were saying. That I mulliganed a good 7. I'm pretty sure it was a one-lander. So I could Boseiju their Saga and counter on the Hangarback Walker, or I can play Ravager. Let's play Ravager. I thought there are non-Pro Tour qualifiers also in a testing team. No. Ooh, main deck might. So they may exile my Ozolith in response here, which would be fine. Am I comfortable trading Hangarback Walker for Ragavan? I think yes, because of the Mox Amber. Yeah, I should be able to kill the Mite before it's able to exile my Ozolith. Lethal extra with Inkmoth. I'm unlikely to go for it if my opponent's not like completely tapped out. Could block a Thopter sack. Seems okay. Don't think we're really racing, but just in case we are. I mean, it doesn't really seem very realistic to go for lethal on Inkmoth Nexus unless we can put ourselves in a position where we're doing that through a lightning bolt, which I don't think is possible this turn. Oh, sorry. Okay, thankfully that empty cup. I just had like my elbow leaning on it. Tapping off a ring means I can't Boseiju a breach, but that's probably okay. Right. Yeah, I could also just animate Nexus. How's it not just start with Ozolith? Okay, so I animate Inkmoth Nexus. I put 2 counters on the Inkmoth Nexus, on the Ozolith with Inkmoth Nexus. What happens? It's a 3/3, and then when I go in on Ravager, it's dead to bolt. And if I go on Ravager, or I guess I can go sack Ballista, make it a 4/4. But I have no way. I have no way to play through a lightning bolt this turn, right? Hold on. Maybe I do. Maybe it's exactly. I don't think it's still short because 3 counters on Nexus 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, is 3, 4, 5, 6. But they can also have Unholy Heat here. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the ring. But yeah, we could beat a bolt. For you can sack the Ozolith too. Getting Spell Pierced. So it could be good to like 3 going on the Ballista. Which is also really bad against a removal spell, but you know, if they have it all, they have it all. Like here they have to chump block or they're dead. And then the Ballista up also means we could maybe like every 2 counters removed kills an Emry, so if they're like trying to, we may stop them from being able to combo kill me. Looking for a blue. For no reason? No reason at all. Okay, we're just hanging out. Just chat. And also if they like Teferi minus this, then we have lethal on the Inkmoth. And then there's the ring, huh? Maybe killing the constructs they can't. Springleaf Drum is correct. So they're going to probably fetch down to 14, get pinged down to 13. Okay, not fetching yet. Pretty big that I can Boseiju a breach this turn. Interesting start here. Kind of confused why they're so interested in miting here. The life gain's pretty good. Maybe didn't need to Boseiju right now. I stopped them from getting the bauble. So they must have like a prismatic ending, or like they're acting like they have a prismatic ending, right? Oh, they just thought that you could Haywire Mite Ballista. Okay, just chatting. Well, not a lot to do this turn. We can force a chump block. We also have it to where my opponent can't crack the fetch or they die. Oh, so they don't die because the Mite. Yeah, I guess so. I should have pinged the Mite. I should have pinged the Mite. Make them jump with the constructs. Good punt deserves another. Just pass back though. You ping Mite, they crack Ballista. Counters on Ozolith, they crack Ballista. I don't know what that they crack Ballista, what that means. They can't kill Ballista with Mite. I guess I should have played my land too, because then if I draw another land, I can go double activate, kill them. Base, 22 months, thank you. Free attack. As they have pro everything. They're dead to a Scales, they're dead to another Ballista, dead to a Ravager. I guess a bit better. Yeah, this doesn't really matter. Pro everything, not on their upkeep. I'm gonna do this while they're tapped out, and there's nothing they can do to interrupt it. They don't always have pro everything. Are out of your mind. Like literally, what can they have here that stops this? Heat, spell pierce, bolt. I'll do like nothing. I guess the bolt like makes me -1 damage, but they have to like crack a fetch land. Flicker ring. Flicker ring doesn't do anything. It's only pro everything I cast. No, if they bolt the Ravager, I mean, they have to fetch Shock to bolt, so it does nothing. We lose to bolt? No, of course not. Maybe you lose to like Boseiju if you don't do it on your turn. But if they didn't have to fetch Shock for bolt, they go minus. They can prevent 1 damage effectively by like responding to like the sacrifice on the first Inkmoth. Okay. They gain lead through life by bolting in response to Ravager. They don't gain 3 life, they gain 1 life. Because it only stops one of the Nexus modular, right? Okay. I'm gonna bring in a Mite, I'm gonna bring in a Tormod's Crypt, bring in a Needle for Emry, maybe Saga, maybe Ring. A Trimmer Ring, a Trimmer Shadowspear, Trimmer Stirrings. When a second burn spell Ballista works, since you already had no amount of burn spells does anything against Ballista. They're still taking 14 damage, and they're at 13. Like you still just get to peel all the counters off the Ballista. Okay, puts it a to 6. Yeah, y'all. The amount of like just chat and comments is really ridiculous for this turn. For a turn that's like really straightforward. For a turn that's really straightforward, that you just have a 14 power Ballista, 14 counter Ballista there at 13. Maybe it's better to lead on the Ozolith here. Although I'd rather than pending Zabaz if they have pending. Although if they have heat, obviously there's the upside. It's okay. Scales is tough, but that was definitely one of the more simple turns, y'all. It's okay, we're all learning together. I think I'm just gonna Needle Grinding Station. It's one of the biggest patches possible. It's also like when I started putting counters in the Ballista, there's like 3 people trying going, no, Spike, what are you doing? They have pro everything. Like, I have to ping them now. It's crazy. They drew a pending when I get to Ozolith, which is really nice. Even make it to Ozolith on Nexus. Like, literally, how did they beat Ozolith on Nexus without, like, the Saga getting Needle? They can't Teferi, they can't pending, they can't bolt, they can heat. So I can also maybe get this up to 7 power with Zabaz. Maybe it's a little short here. Let's Stirring, see if we find a red. We do find a red. So if I go Karplusan Forest, Zabaz, or Animate, 1 counter on Ballista, 4 counters here. Then the Nexus it's a 6 power thing. Oh, but now I have Tormod's Crypt to also. I have Tormod's Crypt to play around heat, so I guess this is just the line. Pendle the Inkmoth? Yeah. I think this is better. Yeah, they have to like natty Pithing Needle here. What was the most fun modern format? I honestly have really enjoyed this like post MH2 era. It's hard to like really quantify like is that just all one big lump post MH2? You probably could say yeah. I also really like the Splinter Twin Birthing Pod era a lot, but there's a good chance I have a lot of nostalgia glasses for those. Okay, we 4-1 this league. Let's play at least one more. Let's play at least one more with this. Why didn't we do it after the counters go on Zabaz? It doubles them anyways. Ozolith counters on Zabaz.